Hello everyone, and today I am back with Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's Rebooted to give you guys some tips to try and tackle Nightmare and True Nightmare. Since I did pre-patch, I took a lot of notes on the characters here, which I have it on my second monitor here. So I just want to give you guys some of the new updated information I have found to try and help you guys out. First up, I'll just go ahead and go through each character, I guess. So with Old Chuck on 20, he appears about every 25 seconds. I'll put on screen his rough appearance times, at least what they should be. But just take note that those times are going to change because the way he moves is RNG, but usually around 25 seconds. Once he arrives at your gate, you have 10 seconds until he kills you. More of a 6 seconds because the gate takes 4 seconds to close. And this really interesting thing about Chucky, which I'll go ahead and try and showcase off here, is that when he appears and his kill timer runs out, if the gate is at least 3/4 closed, he will disappear. Just take a note that doing this is very risky and you have to be 100% sure that his kill counter is just gone. Because if you're wrong, then you're dead. But if you can take that risk, then that's pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and try and showcase that for you. Alright, there's Chucky. He brought at 26, so I think I'm going to start closing at 30 now. 35. See that? So I close it only about to the 3/4 mark and he disappeared. So you have to be 100% certain that his kill timer is out, because if you're wrong, he will kill you. And also if the gate is just like not at 3/4, he also kills you. It's very mean. It's very risky, so make sure you're 100% sure on that fact. Jasper is pretty self-explanatory, but I noticed that he appears about every 20 seconds from his last appearance, or at least from when he goes away, I should say. So first one tends to be 20 seconds in, which that'll go hand in hand with telling Bear, which we'll get to that when we get there. And when he appears, he usually takes about 4 seconds to kill you. So the length of the gate closing. So if your gate is about a fourth closed, you may be able to power it through, but it's very risky because turning around also takes a little bit of time and getting on the stage call takes a little bit of time. So if your precision is really good, you can go for it. But if Chucky appeared with Jasper, just deal with Jasper first. With costume, I'll put up some little information that I found here. But I was told how his AI works, not really learn. So basically, the way his AI works is it does 24 minus his AI level, so we're just going to stick with 20. So it's 4 times 1000, starting with a base value of 4000, plus a random value between 0 and 1000. So, costume's timer between each camera is either 4000 through 5000. You want to hope you get that 5000. When you watch him, it adds to the timer. When you don't, it removes from that timer. And once that timer reaches 0 is when he moves to the next camera. Now, I think I said this in the last video, but when costume moves, there's a way to prevent a camera skip, we call it, to where he just kind of doesn't go to that camera. And the way we did that was just putting it on the next camera in advance if you feel like he's about to move. Now, Peyton actually told me how this works. So when costume moves to the next camera, he has about 5-second cooldown to catch him, and if you don't get him within that 5 seconds, he'll move straight to the next camera. And I guess if you do get him within that 5 seconds, then his timer just continues as usual between that 4000 and 5000 range. So the reason I think that camera skip technique works is because when you put it on the next camera in advance, even when you don't have the camera open, it still registers it as you have the camera on the camera he's on, so it starts the timer automatically. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure, but judging by how attempts went, I do think that is true. With Mr. Munch here, he also gives you 10 seconds to kill you just like Chuck. Usually when he appears, you want to make him one of your #1 priorities, since signal loss can block him. So if you need to, just take him a little extra second on the camera. It won't hurt, and signal loss then won't be an issue. Other than that, Munch isn't too bad, as long as he doesn't appear in his lucky combo, which I'll get to combos later. Also, one last extra quick note about Munch is that every time he leaves, he isn't 100% guaranteed to make his little voice line. So here's some of the little audio cues you can go off to know when he does leave, but keep in mind that these cues are also used for the other stage characters, such as Helen, Jasper, Chucky. So you may want to take a quick peek at the stage just to see if it's Munch. With Helen, she makes this little, like, wind noise. I do actually have the sound cues for the game, so I'll play those real quick. Alright, so when you hear either of those sound cues, that means Helen will be in your office the next time you turn around from facing the gate. She doesn't appear until you turn around facing the gate and then turn back. So really you can stall her as long as you need. But I'm gonna give a suggestion later on once we get to combos. For now I just want to explain each character separately, so just stall her out and it'll make her simple. Pasqually, pretty self-explanatory. Just put on the stage call every time you close the camera, and he won't be a big deal. Now, modern Chuck, he's probably one of the ones that I got given the most important info on. So he takes 6 seconds to kill you from the time he appears, and closing the gate speeds up that kill timer. However, the way he works isn't how long you've been closing the gate for, how long the gate is closed, or how far is closed rather, but it works on whether the gate is being closed at the time of his kill timer being taken away. So what that means is, if you're closing the gate and his kill timer reaches 0, then he's gone. You can wait out 5 seconds, and on the last second of him being there, you can start closing the gate, you'll be fine. And I'll go ahead and showcase that real quick actually, just so it makes a little more sense. I also just want to show off the sound cue for modern real quick, so here's that. Alright, there he is. So he P'd at 12, so he's gonna kill at 17 or something? 18? Yeah, I can't add in my brain that quickly for some reason. But as you just saw, I only closed the gate for what, like a second there, and then he went away. So that's because I waited out 4 seconds of his timer there. There he is again. We're gonna wait another 5-ish. Boom. And just like that. All you have to do is just count to like 4 or 5 when you hear a sound cue. Close the gate for like a second, and then he's gone. That easy. You can stall him that well, and he really isn't that big of a deal. One of the most important things of information, I think. And one of the second most key components of info is Bear here. Now with Bear, this is one of the ones I study the most, obviously because of Prepatch, and one of the ones I found to be most lenient, actually. So I'll go ahead into the night with him and explain. For the first 20 seconds of the night, he'll be sitting. And as I said earlier, when Jasper appears, usually every 20 seconds, is a good signal of when Bear is standing up. He has 36 second cycles, 16 seconds sitting, or 16 seconds standing up, 20 seconds standing down. And within those 60 seconds standing up, you only need 9 flashes. If you do more than 9, doesn't really change anything, but any less than 9, you'll die. So 20 seconds in, there he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 16 seconds later, which is 36, he'll be sitting down. I'll also go ahead and put the uptimes here. These may change some. I don't know if that is true. 36, he's sitting down, just like I said. But these uptimes may offset some, like he does in Prepatch, which I'll also go ahead and give the Bear Prepatch information as well, because why not? But first up, I just want to get through with this guy. So, 36, so 56 he'll be standing up in one more second here. There he is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm actually going to only do 8 there just to showcase that he does kill you if you do any less than that. So he should kill at, like, 12. It should be 12. Yeah. So, no less than 9. 9 is your magic number with Bear. Okay, I'm on Prepatch now just to show off how Prepatch Bear works. So I'll put the notes up here. He appears firstly 4 seconds in the night, along with everyone else. That is true for Postpatch as well, with everyone appearing at 4 seconds, except for Bear. As I said, he appears 20 seconds into the night. In Prepatch, he needs 13 flashes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and he's good for the cycle. In this, he usually has 20-second cycles, very unforgiving. So 16 sitting down, or not. There he is. He's gonna stand at 22. So he usually stands, like 4 seconds later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And sadly in this one, his timers are not really as set. So I have the downtimes there, but I also put the little note that his intervals will get offset. So like, with me, I realized he was kind of going to like... He started standing at 38 instead of like 40. And then by the end of my True Nightmare win there, he was like standing up at 30, so 10 seconds off from where he originally was. So you're gonna have to pay attention. I recommend using your game status as a stopwatch, or just having a stopwatch in general for this one, just to help you with Bear. It'll make him a lot easier. And let's see if there's anything else here. I mean, really, that's about it. I'll just showcase how anything less than 13 is not gonna satisfy him. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna wait a little bit. So yeah, for him, about 20-second cycles. Standing for usually 16, sitting for 4. But that standing for 16 falters. It's mean, it's rude, I hate it. I wish it wasn't like that, but hey, it's what you gotta do. And as I said, anything less than 13, you're dead. So that's about it for Prepatch Bear. That's how he works, so. Takes your time away from costume by a lot. Very annoying. Okay, next in line we have the stupid purple pickle that is Munch Jr. In Postpatch, he's not all that bad. On 20 AI, he'll always appear each time you close the camera, so just don't forget about him. If you need, just like manually say out loud to yourself, Munch Jr, or whatever will help you, like purple pickle. That was kind of my little thingy. And you can just keep on saying that until you click him so you know you're good for the cycle. So just make sure you don't forget about him. And on the last one we have Dolli Dimples, which in Postpatch he's not too big of a deal, but in Prepatch he is kind of sucky. So her song takes 30 seconds to fully wind down, and it only takes 10 seconds to fully wind up. Obviously 10 seconds isn't that long, but when you really need to be washing costume, that can be quite a bit. So while on the topic of Dolli, I want to go ahead and talk about Helen and Jasper here. So I recommend trying to desync these two off the bat. So I'll try and go ahead and show that off real quick. So the reason I want you to try and desync these guys is so you have more reason to be here and get more time with Dolli, rather than having to waste your time to sit here to charge it up with no one there. This way you can optimize your time with her, and really overall it just works well. So Jasper should appear here in like 3 seconds. There's Helen. So you can try and do Jasper there, turn around, do your bear flashes, and then you can do Helen. Now they're desynced. So do your best to keep them desynced, and that will give you reason to keep Dolli wound up, and you really you won't have to worry about her as much. That helps me a lot. So it's probably one of the more useful things I can tell you. Alright, so now we probably have the worst combo in the game, which is these three: Mr. Munch, Jasper, and Chucky. So the way I would do this is always try and start with Mr. Munch, because if you try and do Chuck first, that's already -4 seconds from his kill timer. And also Mr. Munch can't appear after Chucky has appeared. So usually that means his timer is already a bit lower than Chucky's. So get him right away. Then by that time you have to close the camera and get Jasper right away, in which you can turn around and go Chucky right away. Sometimes you just physically will not be able to survive. I'm gonna outright say that. Sometimes it is straight impossible. But doing it this way will at least help increase your chance of surviving. Alright, so really, like, I think the final thing I have to say is it's just a matter of learning Bear, and just getting used to him. Once you learn Bear well, you kind of learn how much time you have, and then you get more time in with costume. And it really just helps these two not feel as bad. You can learn Bear, you can get costume. If you desync these two, Dolli won't be a problem. And although they kind of all work against each other, you can help make them work with each other. So that's kind of where it comes in. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do this on Postpatch real quick, just to show case at how all the information kind of comes in, and you can get a little visual knowledge of how a run should look. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a situation where it's just like, fuck me. Man, sucky. You know, something I would actually recommend doing. Do a CPS. Oops. Something I recommend doing. Do a CPS test. See what your clicks per second is, so you can just kind of get an idea of how many seconds you'll need to be clicking at Bear for. I like to do 2 seconds about to be safe. Although I could probably do like 1.5 about one. Rather be safe than sorry. Which I should have been safe and sorry there with a modern, but you know, that doesn't sound as fun. So think like that. I don't know the lyrics there. Where? Hello. Nope, modern. Stall it just a little bit. 1, 2, gone. Helen? No. Chucky. Jasper and Helen are gonna be synced again. Oh, modern. Bad timing. Controlled. Munch. Favorite songs from way back when. Aw. And those two are in sync. Disgusting. We don't like that. Ew. I probably could have done a 3/4 there. I'm gonna take a second just to wind this up. Ooh. Modern had to have been so close there. Like, unbelievably close. Top left. Hey there. Oh, you're being nice, costume. Let's keep these two desynced. Find purple pickle.
Hi there.
Ooh, that's lucky. We take those. I don't know when Bear is gonna stand. There he is. Don't do it, Jasper. Alright, that's gonna barely be fine. Come on, you gotta be standing soon, bud. Come on, Bill.
Hi there.
Ooh, 2 and 1. You like that. We take those. Okay. I want to keep these two desynced still. So that's probably a little not so problematic. Get them out of the way. Bye-bye. 2, 3, 4. On. After this, Bear may be standing. Oh wait, costume, what? Why did you do that? Ooh. Hey, Helen.
I will not be replayed.
You sure? Well, those two are synced again. Although it's kind of like the home stretch, so I don't think it really matters much. Yeah, this is lucky.
I will not be replayed.
Thought Jasper would appear there sooner. Ooh, look at what they did there. That could have been bad.
Hi there.
One. Why am I counting? way back when. So. Hey, bud. I don't even need to find Munch Jr. That's right, Munch. Come on, join me, bud. Hey. How goes? Boom. And just like that, if you know your stuff, it isn't just that easy. I think that was like 3rd try. And like yesterday, I beat it 1st try. It's... If you know your knowledge and you get used to it, it gets consistent. It's like, there's sometimes you get those really sucky combos, and sometimes you just don't do your mental timers well enough, but... Other than that, it's really not too bad. You're just gonna need to do practice. You're gonna be happy and just be willing to take time. Well, anyways, I think that's where I'm gonna end it for today. I may come back to this game later to try and do True Nightmare with some of the challenges. So, Long Nights, that one I'm most skeptical about. Although, I've been doing good at stalling costume, but with Dolli intertwined in there, I can see it not really going too well. Power mode, definitely doable. Aggressive, fat maybe. I need to do more testing on aggressive to figure that out. Anyways, that's what I'm going to call it for today. I hope this video, guys, helps some of you out, because I want to see more True Nightmare victors. Because this mode is daunting at first, but if you know your stuff, then you can do it. So, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day, and I will see you next time. Peace.
Ribbit, 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 ribbit. We are the frogs. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. We are the frogs. Ribbit.